Today I'm gonna make marshmallow cream, homemade. You can buy this in the store, but I like the idea of a homemade fresh marshmallow cream. You use it in things like fluffernutters. I use it in icings. You could use it for all kinds of things. So what we're gonna start with is a 1/4 cup of water plus 1 teaspoon. 3/4 cup of sugar. And 3/4 cup of corn syrup. Now I'm not going to stir this together. We're just going to leave it just like it is. I'm going to turn the heat on to medium-high, which is about a 7. And I have a thermometer that I'm going to stick in here. And when it reaches 240 degrees, which is the temperature that I need, my thermometer will beep. If you have a candy thermometer, use it and just keep an eye on it. It needs to be at 240 degrees before you remove it from the heat. So while our sugar and corn syrup and water mixture is heating on the stove, we're gonna come over here and I have 3 egg whites from large eggs that I'm going to whisk until they get foamy. And then I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar and a pinch of salt when they're foamy. Okay, so if you can tell they're slightly foaming up now, I'm going to add that 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar and pinch of salt. And then we're going to let these go until medium to stiff peaks form. Medium to stiff peaks form. And then as soon as our sugar is ready, we're going to let it cool for about 20 seconds, and then we'll start streaming it into our egg whites. So we have successfully reached 240 degrees. Our egg whites are nice and foamy, medium to stiff peaks. We're gonna let this cool just a little bit, only about 20 seconds. And then I'm going to pour it in. Just a little bit left in there of that sugar. Make sure it gets all in. And then we're going to let this run on high for about 10 minutes. And then we'll come back and then all we have to do is add the vanilla and we'll be done. So we let it run for about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to get all of the excess off of the whisk, and then we're going to add a 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. We're just going to stir it right in, and this you can store in the refrigerator for about a month and a half, 6 weeks, before you have to throw it out, if it makes it that long. So, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm just going to stir it right in. And there we are, marshmallow fluff.